I'm working on the 1880's Edmund Valentine Parlor Guitar. Even though this guitar had originally been made for gut strings, one of the important outcomes for my customer was to be able to play it with steel strings. With the giant hole left from two previous attempts at patching the top, this was concerning. I made the new bridge plate by using hot hide glue to laminate 5 20,000th layers of maple with alternating grain directions together. Basically, very fancy plywood. The glue joints, along with the alternating grain directions, adds a great deal of strength to the bridge plate. Once I had replaced the bridge plate, I patched the top again with a single full footprint, full depth patch. All of these repairs were done with a special high-strength hot hide glue. Working with this glue is a challenge because, as short as our normal glue's open time is, this is much shorter. Working fast is critical. Because of this, as well as the extreme thinness of the top, I didn't want to use the C-clamps I would normally use for gluing in a patch like this, and instead I used some cauls with my vacuum bridge clamp. There were several problems with this neck and fingerboard. First of all, the guitar had no adjustable truss rod, predating their invention by about 3 decades, but it had a pretty serious back bow. I couldn't correct the bow in the neck by sanding it out of the fingerboard, which is a common repair, especially in guitars without a truss rod, because the fingerboard was far too thin, and once I got a good look at it, it was very damaged. I decided it was time to replace the fingerboard. As the fingerboard was being replaced, the clear priority was to keep the neck and body as intact as possible. The fingerboard came off in many pieces. I used a silicone heating blanket to warm up the glue enough I could get a palette knife under the fingerboard and lift it away. It was very important as I cleaned the old glue off of the neck that I did so in a manner which removed little to no wood, or I would change the shape of the neck. My initial hope had been that the previous repair job had not stripped the old finish from the top, but only French polished over the original finish. I had hoped I would be able to strip the old shellac off the top using alcohol, but it turned out the previous work had stripped the entire old finish off the top. They had also heavily over-sanded the top. The finish on other parts of the guitar, however, were very resistant to alcohol, so I suspect the original finish was some kind of varnish, which would have been common at the time, as nitrocellulose lacquer was not yet in common use. I have no good pictures of the original condition of the guitar, but it took a great deal of effort to get the appearance passable and to have a finish which would protect the guitar. Because the top had been so over-sanded, I also had to do all of the surface prep without sandpaper. This was a challenge. Please like, subscribe, and share. Comment with any questions about my work. We have t-shirts on our website and do same-day setups on Saturdays. Thank you for watching, have a nice day, and enjoy your guitar.